Hello everyone, welcome to JH Academy YouTube channel, where you can learn all the concepts of PUC science absolutely for free. Today, in this video, we will study the very first unit in class 11 chemistry, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. Before starting the video, please make sure to subscribe the channel and share this video with the needed ones. And remember, press the bell icon. Without any further delay, let's get started. From this chapter, we will be starting officially chemistry of class 11. Before moving on to the actual topic, let's just recall what we have studied so far. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನ ನಾವು 8th, 9th, 10th ಇಂದ ಕಲಿತಾನೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇತ್ತು. ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು, ಹೌದಾ? ಎಸ್. Here we will study in this chapter what is the need of chemistry, what is the importance of chemistry, and some basic concepts of everything. Here in this chapter we will study something about everything. ಎಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ, because this is the basic fundamental chapter of chemistry. Can you recall what is the need of chemistry? Why do we learn chemistry? ಯಾಕೆ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು? Only for the marks? No, that's not enough. Being a science students, you should know what is the purpose other than the curriculum. Similarly, chemistry has variety of applications in our day-to-day life. Yes or no? Chemistry is one of the indistinguishable part of our daily life, because every material we use, which may be utensils, household utensils, cosmetics, medicines, drugs, plastics, fibers, each and everything is made up of or derived from chemistry only in one or the other way. That is why chemistry plays a crucial and a prominent role in our day-to-day life. That is why we have to learn chemistry thoroughly. From this chapter we will be learning chemistry thoroughly, I hope. Let's list out the things which we are going to study in this chapter. First, we will see what is the importance of chemistry. Followed by matter and its classification. Matter and its classification. Then, units of measurement. Units of measurement, then scientific notation, next our favorite mole concept and stoichiometry. You will get to know why I said our favorite. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆ. Next, lastly but not the least, molecular formula and empirical formula. These are the learning objectives which we will cover in this chapter. What is the importance of chemistry? Why do we learn chemistry? Then matter and its classification, units of measurement, scientific notation, mole concept and stoichiometry, lastly empirical formula and molecular formula. We will see one by one. What is the importance of chemistry? We already know that. Yes, chemistry is a indivisible part of our life because it plays a prominent role in day-to-day life. I am repeating that, I know, but still it has major contributions in our day-to-day life. For example, the medicine, very importantly medicine. There are some medicines. Have you heard of this one? Cisplatin, AZT, or azithromycin. There are some medicines like cisplatin. It is a drug used for the treatment of cancer. And AZT, azithromycin, is the drug used for the treatment of AIDS. These are all drugs. All these drugs are derived from chemistry only. See, nowadays we barely see the cases of AIDS. Earlier, it was a very crucial and incurable disease. Due to the contribution of chemistry only, we have found AZT, that is nothing but azithromycin, which has become a boon to our mankind. Now we barely see the cases of AIDS, even though there are some, but it can be prevented. Similarly, cisplatin, it is a drug used for the treatment of cancer. Cancer causing agents can be cured by the use of cisplatin. By this way, chemistry plays a very prominent and very important role in leading a prosperous life of mankind. That is why we have to learn chemistry. Being a science student, you should know why and how the chemistry is applied in our day-to-day life. That is why this chapter is included in your syllabus. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ? ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡೀಲ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಎಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಆನ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂತಂದರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ deals with the study of properties, composition and interaction of matter. Chemistry is the branch of science that deals with the study of properties, composition and interaction of matter. Have you heard the word matter? Matter ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. 8th 9th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಏನು ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ that has mass and occupies space. We define matter as anything that has mass and occupies space. Space ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತನಾ? No, I hope you all know this one, but still I am recalling this. Matter is anything. If I hold this duster, I can say this is a matter because it is anything. ಹೌದಾ? This is anything and it has some mass. ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಗ ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಏರ್, ಡಸ್ ದ ಏರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್? ಹೌದಾ? ಎಸ್, ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ನೀವು ಏರನ್ನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಏರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ some density, it occupies some space, then air is also a matter. Anything and everything that we can feel and we can touch, we can sense through our senses, then those things, materials or substances are called as matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. And the branch of science that deals with the study of this matter is known as chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of science that deals with the study of composition, properties and interaction of matter. Matter ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, what are the composition of that matter, properties ಏನು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು, those are all comes under the study of chemistry. After that we will see what is matter. We have seen what is matter and we will see what is the classification of matter, how it is classified. Now we will see classification of matter. Matter is classified mainly based upon two types. That is, based upon physical state, it is classified into again three types. Based upon chemical composition, it is again classified into several types. You see, based upon physical states. Based upon physical state, matter is classified into solids, liquids and gases. I hope you all know this: solids, liquids and gases. Two more are there. What are they? Plasma state and Bose-Einstein condensate. Here, based upon chemical composition, matter is classified into two types: mixtures and pure substances. Based upon chemical composition, it is classified into mixtures and pure substances. Mixtures are again classified into two types: homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. Pure substances are again classified into elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. These are the broad classification of matter. Matter is classified into several types depending upon the physical states and chemical composition. Based upon the physical states, it is classified into solids, liquids and gases. Based upon chemical composition, it is classified into mixtures and pure substances. Mixtures are again classified into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Pure substances are again classified into elements and compounds. We will see what are these one by one. You know, solids, liquids and gases. We have learnt this already in the 9th standard. You know, solids means they have definite shape and volume. Then liquids means they have definite volume but not definite shape. Gases, they do not have, they neither have definite shape nor the definite volume. This is the basic classification, differentiation between the three states of matter. We will see. Now, based upon physical states, matter is classified into solids, liquids and gases. Here I have drawn the structure of these three. That means these are the constituent particles or the arrangement of constituent particles in case of solids. Here in case of liquids, the same is arranged like this. In case of gases, the constituent particles are arranged like this. Can you make the difference between these three now? Here constituent particles are closely packed, densely arranged so that they do not have interatomic spaces, interparticular spaces, or they may have very less spaces between the constituent particles. Here in the case of liquids, compared to solids, they have little more spaces between the constituent particles. But in case of gases, there is a very large space between the constituent particles. That means here the constituent particles, atoms or maybe the molecules, they cannot move freely. They just simply vibrate. They just simply vibrate in their mean position. ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ವೈಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಗನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೈಬ್ರೇಟ್, but up to some extent they can move. They will slide one over the other. That is why liquid flows. Liquid ನೀರು ಕೆಳ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ನೀರು ಹರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ? Because they have much larger space compared to solids, but not enough to become gases. Because in case of gas, they have very large spaces so that constituent particles can move easily, very freely. ಎಲ್ಲೆಂದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. That is why this is the type of arrangement of particles in case of solids, liquids and gases. Then one more difference is, as I have told earlier, solids have definite shape and volume. Shape and volume. Shape and volume will be fixed in case of solids. But here in case of liquids, liquids have fixed volume but not shape. Liquids do not have fixed shape but have fixed volume. Here gases neither have not fixed shape and volume. Neither the volume nor the shape is fixed here. Volume will occupy will attain the shape of the container, but gases do not attain the shape of the container. Gases also attain the shape of the container, that means they do not have fixed volume, fixed shape. Here solids have fixed shape. This is the major points of difference between the three states of matter. I hope you all studied this one. I am just recalling this. Now, classification of matter depending upon the chemical composition. Now, depending upon the chemical composition, matter is classified into two types. One is pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are again classified into two types. We know that elements and compounds. Then what is elements? What is an element? Element is a pure substance which contains only one type of atoms. Remember that the difference between these two is very slight here. Very slight difference they have between elements and compounds. Elements they contain only one kind of atoms. Elements have only one type of atoms. Here compounds have more than one type of atoms. More than one type of atoms combined in a fixed proportion by mass. What is the difference between elements and compounds? Elements have only one type of atoms in their arrangement, but the compounds have more than one type of arrangements, but they are arranged in a definite proportion by mass. Here you can give the example H2, C2, O2, N2, etc. Hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, they have two nitrogen here, but both are same type of atoms. Two oxygen, two carbon, two hydrogen, both are same type of atoms. But here compounds, example, water is a compound, carbon dioxide is a compound, carbon monoxide is a compound. One more, C6H12O6. What is this? Glucose. Yes, glucose is a compound. Here they are also a pure substances. Compounds are also the pure substances, but they contain more than one type of atoms. They are joined by a fixed proportion by mass. Here water is joined in a 2:1 ratio. Carbon dioxide is also has 2:1 ratio. The composition of hydrogen and oxygen will be fixed always. Then only it is a pure substance. If they have inappropriate composition, then they are considered under mixture. They are not the pure substances. Got to know my point? Here pure substances are classified into two types, elements and compounds. Elements means elements are the pure substances which contains only one type of atoms in their arrangement. Compounds are also the pure substances, but they contain more than one type of atoms which are joined by a fixed proportion by mass. Example, water, carbon dioxide, glucose, etc. Here now we'll see mixtures. Mixtures, we know that homogeneous and heterogeneous. Mixtures are again classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. As the name itself indicates, homo means similar or same. Hetero means different. You can just remember by these words. Homo antandre same antartha, hetero antandre different. That means these are the mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures are the mixtures which contain uniform composition. Uniform composition throughout the component. What happens in homogeneous mixtures? They contain uniform composition throughout the component or throughout the mixture. Here heterogeneous mixtures ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ definition? Absolutely, they contain non-uniform composition. Non-uniform composition of constituent atoms. Yeah, if you want to give the example, sugar solution, salt solution, glucose solution. Here mixture of sand and water. Now by looking at the example of these two, can you tell me the difference? Can you able to understand? Can you tell the difference between these two? Yes, sugar solution, keep in mind sugar solution antandre uniform composition throughout the component. If you mix 1 spoon of sugar in 100 ml of water and you stir it well, you will get a clear solution. ಆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ 100 ml ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತನಕ ಒಂದೇ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ವೀಟ್, ಮ್ಯಾಲಿಂದಷ್ಟೇ ಸ್ವೀಟು, ಕೆಳಗಿಂದ ಸಪ್ಪೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವೀಟು, ಹಂಗೇನಾದ್ರು ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ನೋ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್. ದೆನ್ those solutions, those mixtures are called homogeneous mixtures because they contain uniform composition. What about heterogeneous? Entirely different. Example, mixture of sand and water. ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಹೌದಾ? ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ ಅನ್ಸೆಟಲ್ಡ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಬಾಟಮ್. ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್. ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ heterogeneous mixtures in which there will be non-uniform composition of constituent particles. ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಇನ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನೀವು ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಬಿಟ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೆಟರೋಜಿನಿಯಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಹೋಮೋಜಿನಿಯಸ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ಸ್. These are all about the classification of matter based upon the physical state and chemical composition. I'll just recall it one more time. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies some space, and it is classified into two categories, that is depending upon physical state and chemical composition. Depending upon the physical state, it is classified into solids, liquids and gases. Solids have fixed volume, fixed shape. Liquids have fixed volume but not fixed shape. Gases do not have fixed volume, fixed shape. Solids alli there is no space between the molecules. Liquids alli they have less space between the constituent particles. In gases they have very large space between the constituent particles or molecules. Then chemical composition classification, depending upon the chemical composition, it is again two types: pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are again classified into elements and compounds. What is the difference between elements and compounds? You have seen that elements antandre these are the pure substances which contains without any impurity, they contain only one type of atoms, then they are called elements. Compounds are also pure substances but they contain more than one type of atoms and they are combined by a fixed proportion by mass. That is very important. This is very important. Fixed proportion illa antandre they will become mixtures. In order for a compound to become pure substance, there should be fixed proportion by mass. Example, water, carbon dioxide, glucose, carbon monoxide, etc. Here mixtures are again classified into two types: homogeneous and heterogeneous. As the name itself indicates, homo means the type of mixtures in which the constituent particles will have uniform composition throughout the component. Example, sugar solution, salt solution. You cannot easily differentiate between the particles. But here heterogeneous mixtures means they have non-uniform composition throughout the mixtures. You can easily separate either by hand picking or by crystallization method or by chromatography method or by any other method. You can easily differentiate or separate mixture of sand and water. Sand ಅನ್ನು ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಹಾಕಿ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಹಾಕಿ ತೆಗಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್. These are all about classification of matter. In the next session, we will study SI units and other units of measurement and also the scientific notation. Here, remember one more thing. Compounds have entirely different properties than that of elements. There is a very beautiful example. See, by this time we know that water, H2O, is a compound. Water is a compound. Then what are its constituent elements? What are the elements involved in the formation of water? That is hydrogen and oxygen. Yes or no? Hydrogen and oxygen are the constituent elements of a compound water. If you see the properties of these two, hydrogen and oxygen, they are highly flammable gases. They promote flames. They are the promoter of the combustion. They are known as promoter of combustion. ಏನು combustion ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ burning in presence of air, that is nothing but oxygen. If you want to burn anything, simply you can get it nearer to the oxygen, it will burn vigorously. Hydrogen ಜೊತೆ ತಂದ್ರು it will commences with a blast. ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ನೆನಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಬರ್ತ್ಡೇ ಬಲೂನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಫೈರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್. But when they combine chemically, when these two combine chemically, then they will form a compound water. Water is highly flammable. Is water highly flammable? No, water is not flammable. Water is a liquid that stops flame. ಹೌದಾ? ವಾಟರ್ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಚ್ಚಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ವಾಟರಿಗೆ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅಪ್ ದ ಫೈರ್ ಬೈ ಎನಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್. ವಾಟರಿಗೆ ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಾಕೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ಲಿ, ದೇ ಆರ್ highly flammable. That means what I am trying to say is compounds have entirely different properties than those of their constituent elements considered separately. ಇದೆರಡನ್ನು ಸಪರೇಟಾಗಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡನ್ನು ಕೆಮಿಕಲಿ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬರೋ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇನ್ ದ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಫಿಸಿಕಲಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ಬಲೂನನ್ನು. ನೋಡಿರಿ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸಿಕ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿರಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಂತೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಸ್ ಇನಫ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ. Yes. This is all for today's class. In the next session, we will discuss about the SI units and its measurements. So please subscribe to the channel and share this video with the needed ones. Till then, bye bye. Thanks for watching.